Have you ever felt like giving up? Like life has taken everything from you, leaving you empty and broken? This is the story of Amina, a woman who thought life was over until a stranger's word changed everything. What happened next will surprise you. Stay till the end because this story might just be the sign you need today. Amina sat down in a tiny apartment, staring at the message on her phone. I'm sorry, but it's over. After 5 years, the man she had loved, her best friend, her future, had walked away without looking back. As if that wasn't enough, the same week she lost her job. Bills piled up, friends stopped calling, the world moved on. But Amina felt stuck and exhausted. One evening, overwhelmed, she walked out into the cold night. No destination in mind. She just wanted to disappear. She found herself on a quiet bench in the park. The city light weakened, the air smelled of rain. That is when an old woman sat beside her, noticed her tears traced to her face, and simply said, "You look like someone who is carrying the whole world on your shoulders." Amina let out a bitter laugh. "You have no idea." But the woman smiled. "Oh, but I do. You think this is the end of your story, don't you?" Amina stayed silent. The woman reached into her bag and pulled out a small folded piece of paper. She placed it in Amina's hands. "Before you do anything else, read this." Then she stood up and walked away. Amina hesitated and unfolded the note. It was handwriting, shaky but clear. "Years ago, I sat on this very bench, ready to give up. I lost my husband, my home, my will to keep going. But then a stranger told me this. Life is like the night sky. You might be surrounded by darkness, but there will always be stars that remind you that not all is lost. Look for the stars, hold on to them, and when you heal, became a star for someone else." Amina's hand trembled. She looked up, searching for the old woman, but she was gone. For the first time in weeks, Amina looked around. She noticed things she hadn't before. The soft glow of street light, a child's laughter in the distance, the quiet hum of life counting. And in that moment, she made a choice. She wasn't done yet. The next morning, she reached out to an old friend, updated her resume, went for a walk instead of staying in bed. Day by day, step by step, she found to rebuild herself. It wasn't easy, but she kept looking for the stars. And a year later, she found herself back on that same bench, this time not in tears, but with a new purpose. She saw a young man sitting alone, his shoulders slumped in despair. Amina reached into her bag, pulled out a piece of paper, and began to write. Then she walked over and placed it in his hand. "You look like someone who is carrying the whole world on your shoulders," she said. And just like that, the circle of hope continued. All it takes is for one person, one word, one reminder that the darkness won't last forever. If you are struggling, this is your sign. Keep going. Your story isn't over yet. And if this story moves you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. It might just be the light they are looking for. Amina becoming the giver of hope makes it powerful and memorable.